the police! Someone call the police!
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Took one to the chest. Emmy says it was up close and personal. Drove up the block like a bat out of HE double hockey sticks.
What precinct are you from? Sesame Street?
She still got her watch and her wedding ring.
We got a couple of witnesses over there say it looked like a carjacking.
You got enough for an APB?
Partial plate. Blue Escalade SUV, newer model. These are detectives Briscoe and Green. You can tell them what happened.
I have to get back to the deli. We're expecting a meat delivery.
Meat? A woman's just been shot.
Hey, I got the license number and I called 911. What'd you do?
Take it easy, pal. This is only going to take a minute.
Okay, I was outside having a smoke and I see a black guy pull this lady out of her SUV.
She was stopped at the light.
What did he look like?
Early 20s, sideburns.
He was tallish, around 6 feet, medium build. He had a tattoo on his arm.
This lady, she was putting up a fight. The guy pulls a gun and just pops her. Bang.
Because she wouldn't get out of the car?
Looked like. The city's a cesspool. 2 years ago, a guy comes into my shop, points a gun. Give him whatever he wants. Nothing's worth your life.
Well, those are words to live by.
Or die by.
Rome Avenue. We took that baby down a few weeks back.
We're looking for a young black runner who jacked a 2002 Blue Escalade this morning.
That wouldn't be my guys.
What, you guys don't steal American?
You said he's a black runner? Jerome Avenue, strictly Italian.
Oh, and all this time I thought the 14th Amendment outlawed separate but equal car theft rings.
Not in the Bronx, it don't.
Hey, did any rats pop out of that bust?
Now you're talking Bronx. Those boys couldn't wait to roll on each other. Joe Borelli, the perfect informant. Not as dumb as he looks. He's afraid of everyone's shadow, especially mine. He's a minor player, but he knows the field. I'll give him a heads up.
All right, thanks.
Good luck with that SUV. Probably in a million pieces by now.
Yeah, or in a container on its way to Dusseldorf.
Hey, Lou, Tyler signed a confession, nice and neat.
Yep, he'll be making license plates now instead of stealing them.
I wish all our cases went down that easy.
They don't. Hazmat crew sent the vial over to an independent lab. The report just came in. Coronavirus.
Coronavirus, as in SARS?
That's the one. Now the question is, what the hell was it doing in the Vic's car?
Last thing I thought I'd do today was identify my wife at the morgue.
We're really sorry for your loss.
What happens to the bastard who killed her?
He confessed, Mr. Hopkins.
You mean he'll plea out?
See, that's a sure thing. A trial...
So my wife is in the ground, and he's out walking around in 2 years?
I think it's going to be a lot more than 2, sir.
Last week, Anna and I celebrated our 3rd anniversary. Took her to Lagaloo. Over dinner, we talked about having a baby.
We'd like to ask you some questions about your wife, if it's okay.
My wife was killed for 6,000 pounds of metal. What the hell is there to ask?
For starters, what was she doing with a toxic virus in her trunk?
For God's sake, she works at Hudson University Research Lab as a lab technician.
A journalist named Janine Wilson, who recently returned from a medical symposium in Toronto. By the time she presented with respiratory symptoms, she transmitted the virus to everyone you see here, including her 4-year-old son, Tanner, who isn't progressing as well as we'd like. Poor kid, he's got rheumatoid arthritis as it is.
Can we talk to her?
Follow me?
Are there any new cases reported?
None in the last 48 hours. Fortunately, it looks like we caught this in time.
Well, still, shouldn't we be wearing masks or something?
Breathe easy, detective. That's what isolation units are for.
Blanchard gave you a B12 injection?
Every week while we were seeing each other, I have chronic fatigue. The last shot was right after I came back from Toronto. He came over to beg. I can't believe I felt guilty about infecting my child in the name of my so-called career, and all along it was that son of a bitch.
Can we come in, ma'am? See, Doc, some people still make house calls.
What's this about, Charles?
Sir, you're gonna have to come with us.
What are you doing?
Just call a lawyer, Elaine.
Charles Blanchard, you're under arrest for the attempted murder of Janine Wilson. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you do say, Janet will be used against you.
Of course, I remember. Charles and I had dinner in, and then finished working the Sunday crossword puzzle. I think we went to bed around 11.
And you're sure you're thinking of the night of the 12th, not the 11th, perhaps, or the 13th?
Yes, because it was a Monday. That's when we typically work the crossword.
Good. Did your husband leave the apartment, let's say, to walk the dog?
We don't have a dog.
To go to the corner store to get some ice cream?
He was home all night.
No further questions?
Did you know your husband was having an affair?
No.
How did it make you feel when you found out?
I'm human. It hurt. He certainly isn't the first husband to cheat.
This wasn't a one-night stand, Mrs. Blanchard. This was a 4-year affair.
Is there really any difference?
He had a baby with her, Mrs. Blanchard. What did you have for dinner the night of the 12th?
Prime rib.
Did you and your husband have wine for dinner that night? Mrs. Blanchard.
Yes. I'm sorry. I can't do this. My husband is... You killed your own son.
Objection.
He was not home with me that evening. I lied about everything.
Chambers, Your Honor.
Choose a story, Mrs. Blanchard, any story. Just try to stick with it, okay?
It's obvious what happened, Jack. She tried to lie. She couldn't.
Look, thanks to your wife, the jury could go either way on this. I'm willing to offer you...
A deal? Do I look that stupid?
Shut up, Charles. For once in your life, I wish you'd learn to keep that damn mouth of yours shut. Luckily, it doesn't matter.
It was all an act, your entire testimony.
And I'd like to thank Miss Sutherland for reminding me that the bourgeois fantasies about fidelity in marriage are still running rampant in this country.
Excuse me?
You made me realize it's easier for a jury to believe that a wife would lie to hurt a scoundrel than lie to protect him.
That's perjury.
Prove it.
We don't have to. You already admitted it on the stand.
Right, of course I did. But then I corrected myself and told the truth. Whatever that is.
Have you reached a verdict?
We have.
On the first count, attempt to commit murder in the second degree, how do you find?
We find the defendant, Charles Blanchard, not guilty.
On the second count, murder in the second degree, how do you find?
We find the defendant not guilty.